In today's video, we are going to explore best Osho's quotes about consciousness, listening, meditation, and relaxation. Let's get started. You are breathing, you are alive, you have consciousness, celebrate it. A great calamity that is going to arise in the world through drugs can be avoided by only one thing, that is meditation. There is no other way. If meditation becomes more and more prevalent and enters people's lives more and more, drugs will disappear. A person who is unself-conscious is strong, but his strength has nothing to do with himself, it comes from beyond. A relaxed person is simply not obsessive, and the energy starts accumulating within him. He conserves his energy, and then when the moment for action comes, his total being flows into it. A self is a dead thing, alive only in name. Consciousness is infinite life, life abundant. It knows no boundaries. To be self-conscious is to be unconscious. Activity is when the action has no relevance. Activity is your escape from yourself. It is a drug. When you forget yourself, there are no worries, no anguish, no anxiety. That's why you need to be continuously active, doing something or other, but never in a state when non-doing flowers in you and blooms. An empty mind gives space to the divine to entering you. Be a passive watcher, empty your mind and think of naught. Once you are empty, then there is no barrier for the divine to entering you. Like a hollow bamboo, rest at ease with your body. Giving not nor taking, put your mind at rest. Being contains meditation, awareness, consciousness. Buddha has the beauty of being unearthly, but he does not have the beauty that Zorba is so earthly. I would like you to be together, Zorba the Buddha. One has to be meditative, but not against feeling. Conscious is not a thing, it is a process. The moment you call it I, it becomes a thing, defined, bounded, dormant, stagnant, and you start dying. Consciousness does not know any barrier. It knows no boundaries, it is one with existence, it is in a deep atonement. Consciousness has no idea of I, of ego. It has no idea of one's separation from existence. Consciousness is being, compassion is feeling, creativity is action. My vision of the new human being has to be all three simultaneously. Consciousness is continuous river. Consciousness is the purest form, the highest possible of expression. Creativity is a very paradoxical state of consciousness and being. If you are afraid of silence, that means you have an obsessive, feverish, diseased mind inside, which is continuously asking to be active. If you are fighting with existence, you will be self-conscious and, of course, you will be defeated again and again and again. If you are too self-conscious about yourself, you simply pretend that you are listening, you don't listen. You may not your head say yes and no, but you are not listening. In privacy he must have been completely forgetful of his own self, the ego. Then he was tremendously powerful. In public he must have become too self-conscious. Then he was weak. Intellectual activity can make you experts in certain things, useful, efficient. But intellect is groping in the dark. It has no eyes, because it is not yet meditative. Intellect is borrowed, it has no insight of its own. Intelligence needs tremendous courage, intelligence needs an adventurous life. Intelligence needs that you are always going into the unknown, into the uncharted sea. Then intelligence grows, it becomes sharpened. It grows only when it encounters the unknown every moment. They don't want to go beyond the familiar, hence they have created a false, plastic substitute for intelligence, they call it intellect. Intellect is only a mental game. It cannot survive. Just go on listening with no interpretation, with no activity on your part. And then imagine you are those waves. Listening is one of the basic secrets of entering into the temple of God. Listening means forgetting yourself completely, only then can you listen. Look through no mind, look through nothingness. Mind is all your beliefs collected together. Openness means no mind. Mind, a beautiful servant, a dangerous master. Never allow yourself this tendency for being great, famous, someone bigger than life size, never. Life equals size is perfect. To be exactly life size, to be just ordinary, is perfectly as it should be. But live that ordinariness in an extraordinary way. That is what nirvanic consciousness is all about. Nirvana is to live the ordinary life so alert, so full of consciousness, so full of life, that everything becomes luminous. No mind is clarity, purity, innocence. No mind is the real way to live, the real way to know, the real way to be. One has to become more of the ears and less of the eyes. Only absence of activity is need. And how will come by understanding. Understanding is the only discipline. What is relaxation? It is a state of affairs where your energy is not moving anywhere, not to the future, not to the past, it is simply there with you. In the silent pool of your own energy, in the warmth of it, you are enveloped. This moment is all. There is no other moment, time stops, then there is relaxation. If time is there is no relaxation. Simply the clock stops, there is no time, this moment is all. You don't ask for anything else, you simply enjoy it. Only fragments can be brought, but when you bring some fragments from the unknowable you transform the whole quality of human consciousness on the earth. Openness means you put your mind aside and you are ready to look into life again and again in a new way, not with the old eyes. Relaxation is a state. You cannot force it. You simply drop the negativities, the hindrances, and it bubbles up by itself. Relaxation is like a flowering, you cannot force it. You have to understand the whole phenomenon, why you are so active, why so much occupation with activity, why you are obsessed with it. Relaxation is not a posture, relaxation is a total transformation of your energy. Relaxation is not a state. You cannot force it. Relaxation is not only of the body, it not only of the mind. It is of your total being. Relaxation means this moment is more than enough, more than can be asked and expected. Self-consciousness is weakness. Self-forgetfulness is strength. So many thoughts in the mind, mixed up, nothing seems to be clear, you have heard so many things from so many sources, your mind is a monster. Clear it. Unless you say something on your own, you will miss the meaning. Sooner or later a day comes when you look and you don't have your mind. You are not looking for anything, you are simply looking. Your look is pure. Supreme action with supreme relaxation. On the surface great action is happening, in the depth nothing is happening, or only nothing is happening. Surpassing happens only when something of the beyond comes in contact with you. In deep sleep you fall in harmony with nature. That's why deep sleep is so rejuvenating, so relaxing. Once you don't feel responsible, you become natural. The collective mind is the lowest mind in the world. Even so-called idiots are superior to the collective idiocy. When action comes out of a silent mind, it is the most beautiful thing in the world. The essence of wisdom, to be in harmony with nature, with the natural rhythm of the universe. Whenever you are in harmony with the natural rhythm of the universe, you are a poet, you are a painter, you are a musician, you are a dancer. The expert, the knowledgeable, the intellectual, has no insight of his own. He depends on borrowed knowledge, on tradition, on convention. He carries libraries in his head, a great burden, but he has no vision. The first quality of consciousness is an openness to experience. The greatest freedom is to be free of our own mind. The higher you go, the deeper you go into the paradox of reality. The impossible is meeting the known with the unknown, the meeting of the mind with no mind, that is impossible. Make it happen. The mind gives you old eyes, it gives you again ideas. Look through this, but then the thing becomes colored, then you don't look at it, then you project an idea upon it. Then the truth becomes a screen on which you go on projecting. The mind should remain alive and creative, and yet should be capable of moving into silence whenever it wants to. That's mastery. When you want to think, you can think. When you don't want to think, you can go into non-thinking. A real master is one who can do both. The modern mind is an angry mind, angry because you cannot contact your being, angry because you have lost all meaning, angry because you don't know what significance is. The nature of activity and the hidden currents in it have to be understood, otherwise no relaxation is possible. Relaxation is like flowering, you cannot force it. The poets, painters, dancers, musicians absorb the universe in deep receptivity, and then they pour whatsoever they have absorbed into their imagination. The whole evolution of man is because man has dreamed about it. There are fools all over the world who go on saying, do something rather than nothing. There is no book that can help you to relax unless you read your own inner being, and then relaxation is not a must. Those who have been telling you an empty mind is the devil's workshop are the devil's agents. The empty mind is closer to God than anything. To be self-conscious is to be unconscious, and to be unself-conscious or to be self-unconscious is to become conscious. To bring intelligence into activity, you don't need more information, you need more meditation. You need to become more silent, you need to become more thoughtless. You need to become less mind and more heart. Intelligence vibrates your whole being, each cell of your being, each fiber of your life start dancing and falls into a subtle harmony with the total. Drugs can be dropped only if better ways can be found that can release your poetry. Meditation is a better way, less destructive, less harmful than any kind of chemical. To go into sleep, all that is needed is the continuity in the mind of the activities of the day has to discontinue. When the activity is not there in the mind relaxes and goes into sleep. What more do you need? A deep gratitude arises. That is relaxation. When you are receptive, suddenly your faculty of imagination becomes tremendously powerful. Receptive people, sensitive people are imaginative people. When you are self-conscious, you are really showing symptoms that you don't know who you are. Your very self-consciousness indicates that you have not come home yet. When you listen attentively to somebody, you forget yourself. If you cannot forget yourself, you can never listen. When you listen, you become just a passage, a passivity, a receptivity, a womb. You become feminine. And to arrive, one has to become feminine. While the experience is happening, don't go on talking inside yourself. The inner talk will be an interference. You will never know the rose in its intensity and depth. You will know only the superficial, that shallow. And if you know the shallow is going to be your expression. Your art will not be of much value. Put the whole mind aside. You are at ease with yourself. Relaxation is to be at home. You become just a passage, empty, nothing of your own. That is what I call surrender. You can surpass yourself being in contact consciously with nature. You don't allow the mind rest. That's why your mind remains mediocre. You just become ears. You just listen. There is nothing else to do, just go listening with no idea why, with no idea what is happening. Your mind is a mess. Clean it. Make it blank. The empty mind is the best mind. Don't seek, don't search, don't ask, don't knock, don't demand, relax. If you relax, it comes. If you relax, it is there. If you relax, you start vibrating with it. When you are in a state of not knowing, you are open. There is no barrier. You are ready to explore. The whole existence is one organic unity. You are not holding hands only with each other, you are holding hands with the trees. You are not only breathing together, the whole universe is breathing together. And just to be silent, just to be joyful, just to be in this silence, you will feel you are joined with others. When you are thinking, you are separate from others because you are thinking some thoughts and the other person is thinking different thoughts. But if you are both silent, then all the walls between you disappear. Two silences cannot remain two. They become one. There is nobody else other than you. We are all different expressions of one reality, different songs of one singer, different dances of one dancer, different paintings, but the painter is one. Reality is more psychedelic, more colorful, more joyful, more dancing than you can ever imagine. The word religion is beautiful. It comes from the root that means bringing together those who have fallen apart in their ignorance, bringing them together, waking them up so that they can see they are not separate. Man has fallen far away from reality. He has to be awakened to the truth that we are all one. And it is not hypothesis, it is the great experience of all the meditators, without exception, down the ages, that the whole existence is one, organic unity. So don't mistake any beautiful experience as a dream. To call it a dream cancels its reality. Dreams have to be made real, not reality changed into dreams. Your present moment contains your whole past. Your present moment contains your whole future, because the past as it has happened has been changing you, it has been preparing you. And the future that is going to happen will happen from the way you live in the present. The way you live here now will have a great impact upon your future. In the present moment all past is contained, and in the present moment all future is potential. The present moment contains all. Now is eternity. When you see the rose opening in the early morning sun, see it. Let it have an impact, allow it to go deep in you. Let its rosiness overpower you, overwhelm you. Don't say anything, wait. Be patient, be open. Absorb. Let the rose reach you, and you reach the rose. Let there be a meeting, a communion of two beings, the rose and you. Let there be a penetration, an interpenetration. Please let us know your favorite quotes, from these best Osho's quotes about consciousness, listening, meditation and relaxation, in the comments section. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel.